Have you ever thought, why do I suck at fantasy football? Welcome. This is the Commissioner Fantasy Football Podcast.
Hey, welcome to part 2. Hello. We're trying to get through this fast.
Hello.
This is part 2.
Hello.
All right. So we got game 9.
Nine.
Cardinals at
Howard Stern fans
Patriots.
out there. Cardinals at the Patriots. Let's go.
Kyler Murray had the shoulder injury. He was not the same. So monitor that because Kyler Murray is not going to be the same Kyler Murray. Drake and Edmonds.
Get the cartoon runs.
Drake and Edmonds, for me, Drake is a start in like half point PPR or non PPR. Edmonds is a PPR guy. So full point PPR Edmonds would be a good start. Hopkins, you start.
Murray's not running as much, right?
No, I think. Well, we'll see. It depends. That game was weird because he injured, I think, both of his shoulders. So, especially the throwing shoulder. So maybe that's kind of hesitates him from maybe faking the pass or something like that.
Nice.
And Hopkins, you start. Christian Kirk, you could start. Like he's getting a bunch of targets.
Got it.
And for the Patriots, Cam Burkhead might be out for the season. So pick up James White if you guys want for PPR.
Yeah.
Because again, without Burkhead catching passes, White's the next guy. He had a big game. Harris is their main running back, and Jacoby Myers.
And Jacoby Myers law firms.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. I'm like, what is that?
Jacoby Myers.
All right.
Call us today.
Let's go to the most exciting game of the week.
Dolphins at the Jets. Okay, so no Tuna this week. I'm gonna call him.
He was gonna play, but I don't trust him. He could get pulled out. Look, the Dolphins they're trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense is okay. They had a bad game against the Broncos. I get it, but their defense is okay. This is the Jets. Parker, Gesicki. I don't know. I don't have I don't have them in any of my leagues. You could probably throw in Parker, but again, with that quarterback, with this weird, now they might bring in, they might bench.
What about Ahmed? If he
plays, you start. Yeah, if he plays. So at Myles Gaskin, if he comes off the IR, just watch that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's eligible to come off the IR this week. So
I'm not sure. I think this was earlier this week, but it doesn't seem like he's going to be back this week. But
okay, then yeah. So Ahmed's the guy there. Breida, look, he wasn't even used. So.
Yep.
All right, the Jets. Look, Frank Gore, because
now my concern about Gore is they used him quite a bit. He had 1 or 2 touchdowns.
Jermichael is out. Okay,
correct.
So Gore had a touchdown.
Gore's like the only running back left.
Yeah, pretty much. So they'll probably bring in somebody.
He's also old.
He's old, but
he's left in him.
He's eternal as well. So.
He's the second oldest running back. I think him and Peterson.
Are up there. I think Gore might be older. They're pretty close.
So he might be the oldest running back. So I don't know how much they want to lean on him.
Yeah, but you could if you need a running back to start this week because a bunch of injuries, Gore might not be a bad option. So, and then for the wide receivers, Perryman or Crowder for like the big plays. And Mims for PPR, so you could kind of go to them if you need to, but I wouldn't trust any of them.
All right, Browns at the Jaguars.
Browns
better.
Jaguars. Sorry, let's go back to Jaguars defense. It is a mess. It has become even more a mess. More and more injuries are piling up for them. So Browns, you could start Baker, Hooper, Rashard Higgins, Chubb, Hunt. You could probably trust any of these guys because, again, the Jags are bad. Now they're not playing in Cleveland where the weather has been bad every single game. Mm-hmm. The last 3 games has been horrible. High winds and then a bunch of rain this past week. So they're going to a little better weather. We don't know, Jacksonville has, hurricane weather and things like that over there. So we don't know that, but pay attention to that. But this could be a better game for all of them. For the Jags, Robinson, DJ Chark is the only people I can really trust from the Jags at this point, and that's it.
All right, Saints at the Broncos.
Oh my goodness, Taysom Hill. I wanted nothing. I don't want him to play at all. And then he looked okay.
Yeah.
But then again,
he wasn't great, but he wasn't horrible.
He rushed into two touchdowns.
Well, that's what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that takes away from Kamara. This is what I was afraid of. Kamara not getting the volume as he would get with the Winston or with Breeze. Because again, these guys don't really run the ball. Even Winston, he'll run the ball sometimes, but he's not a guy who's going to run the ball.
Sanders did pretty well. He got like 2 big catches at the end.
Yeah, so he's going to find people to throw. Look, Michael Thomas went off, got over 100 yards. He was definitely targeting. This was a plan. Say, hey, Michael Thomas, we're going to target you like never before. So
you got to lean on someone, right?
Yeah. So
I'm surprised it wasn't more Kamara, but
yeah, well, that's the problem for Kamara owners like I am in one league. This could be a problem. So I'm a little scared. Kamara's not going to get his typical 30 fantasy points or 20 plus.
Yeah.
He only had like 11 or 13, which.
And anybody looking good on the Broncos?
I don't know. Look, Judy can go off. Tim Patrick can go off. Gordon, Lindsey, I'm not going to trust them. Gordon had a big game, 2 touchdowns, but I'm not going to trust him against the Saints. I wouldn't start. I wouldn't trust anybody from the Broncos.
Yeah. All right. 49ers at the Rams. This is an important game for me, but.
Yes. Deebo Samuel should be back. And we talked about this before. You can start him. The reason is because the Rams defense is a good defense, right? The way they use Deebo Samuel, they use him with everything, right? So if a bunch of injuries, like for example, all the running backs are uncertain, whatever, Deebo Samuel is going to get hands off. He's going to get the short passes. He's a great player, as we know. So I wouldn't mind starting him. And then Reed. Ayuk should be out. So Deebo Samuel and Jordan Reed might be the only 2 solid starts in this game.
I mean, the Rams aren't that great against the tight end. No. They were playing mostly zone coverage, I believe.
Yeah, with that game, and it worked. Rams have a good defense. So
that was the only game I watched most of it.
So the Rams you would start. So the Rams defense you start.
Plus 49ers are tight end dependent because of Kittle. So a lot of their plays focus on getting that tight end.
They have a system that, again, benefits the tight end, which is nice. So Reed is a definitely start.
I am concerned about Deebo Samuel, though.
I still, look, if he's healthy, if he's active to go, I play him.
Yeah.
I have no hesitation of playing him.
Okay, Rams. We starting Woods and Kupp.
Woods, Kupp, even Higbee for me. Look, I think Higbee's gonna start to kind of trend back up. He might be one people leagues.
What about
Goff? Look, he ruined me because I lost the league by 3 points because he went off.
Yeah, he said we're not gonna run, we're gonna throw, and they did well.
Yeah, but again, this is all run after the catch. Woods, Kupp. They catch the ball and they run, and Goff gets all these points. So that's the frustrating part from like a fantasy perspective. Goff is not an amazing quarterback, but the way, again, the coach is smart. He's using him smartly. He's using his players smart. So I give it to them. Like I'm like, whatever. For fantasy, it sucks.
Now, I
don't know who to trust from the running backs anymore.
Yeah, it seems like Brown's their go-to guy for touchdowns.
If they're in that red zone, which this past game wasn't like that.
Henderson didn't look good at all.
Akers looked the best.
Yeah, Akers, I think, had the most yards, right?
He had it. I think
but it does seem goal line goes to Brown. That's their.
Yeah, if they're at the goal line, and I think he's a bit kind of bigger body. So
if you need a flex, Brown might be your guy.
All right, here
Chiefs
we go.
At the Bucks.
14.
Buccaneers.
2 more games after this. Look, the Chiefs are easy, right? You have to start Mahomes. Even this is they're playing the better defense.
Mahomes, Kelsey, Hill.
Mahomes, Kelsey, Hill, even CEH. Look, the running game, the Bucks are great against the run, but you have to start CEH unless you have much, much better options.
So what about Bell owners? What do they do with Bell?
No, you just wait until CEH possibly can, get injured. That's the only thing you really have with Bell. He'll be a great backup. That's it.
I see. Are you still mourning Bell's loss or?
No, it's whatever.
All right, Brady, Evans, Godwin.
Even Brown, like you could start Antonio Brown, Rojo for me. Fournette didn't look good. He missed a lot of pass. You saw how many catches he couldn't make. Jeez, but they still try to stick with him. But look, Ronald Jones should be the guy there. And then for me, Gronk is, I don't know, it's hard for me to start Gronk because Brady.
He don't look good.
He's never looking good. Look, he just gets a bunch of targets
3
sometimes.
weeks he
against bad defenses.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Chiefs are not that bad, but they give up a lot to Waller. So Gronk can have a big game.
Now, if you have Evans over Godwin? Who do you think? Because Evans was looking like he'd do better than Godwin, and then Godwin came out and did some stuff, and I think had like 1 or 2 more fantasy points than Evans did.
So what I've noticed with Godwin is he's because there's other weapons now with Antonio Brown. Evans, and again, Evans is the guy that complains.
Yeah, but Evans is also the guy they usually go to for the touchdown. Noticed.
Yeah.
Did you see him run into there were 2 guys trying to tackle him, and he was like, "Nah, I'm getting this." But then towards the end of the game, Godwin did similar thing. He like jumped, and that was a crazy jump. Did you see that leap with him?
Yeah, leap over.
So both of them seem pretty insane when it comes to.
No, they're talented. Look, we know that they're talented. There's no doubt about that. No doubt in my mind, no doubt in your mind. These guys are talented, but I think Evans is getting more targeted. So it used to be Evans for the big plays, which in this case is the same thing. But with Winston, it was Godwin. Like he was a massive PPR guy. He was just 7, 8, 10 catches a game. So, but that's not the same story anymore, which it hurts.
It could be against the Chiefs.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now that Brown's there, maybe they can't double team him as much. All right, Bears,
Sunday night game.
Packers.
Sunday night game.
Bars.
Packers defense is a star. If Trubisky is out or Foles is out, or even any of them are in, I would actually go with the Packers defense. Look, they actually even did well against the Colts. I like the Packers defense. They're kind of putting things together little by little. They're still bad against the run. So if Montgomery plays, you start Montgomery. Allen Robinson, you probably have to start. And Graham is, wouldn't start him, but he could probably catch a touchdown.
Obviously starting Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams. Yep. What about Lazard?
Lazard over MVS. MVS lost the game for the Packers. So, oh my gosh.
Yes, he did.
So frustrated as a Packers fan, guys. That hurt like a... that hurt. And Tonyan, look, he could probably start Tonyan. The Bears suck against the tight end. And look, he's been used throughout the season.
Tonyan.
Rodgers is a guy who's going to throw. So, all right.
Last game, Seahawks at the Eagles.
Look, for the Seahawks, you have to start Wilson. If Carson plays, you start Carson. If Carson doesn't play, you start Hyde.
Yep.
DK Metcalf, Lockett, and now Disley, the tight end, because Mr. Greg Olsen got injured. Disley's the next guy there. And if you remember Disley, he's a guy who can, Wilson's, again, 3 years or 2 years of good rapport with the Disley. And the Seahawks defense against the stupid Wentz.
I don't know, man. Wentz could go off this week. Like, I have him in Dynasty. I don't know how I can not play him.
But, but again, Seahawks, look, they're better. They're getting better defensively too. So that's one of the other teams that's been bad defensively, but now they're putting things together. Again, teams will get better. So teams are not just going to be bad against the defense. And for the Eagles,
do you start Sanders? I mean, you have to. Right?
Miles Sanders. Oh yeah, start him against this game 100%. He's just super talented against against good defenses. He still looks good. He just talent. Good. You start. Goddard, you could start. Jalen Reagor, possibly you could start. So there's going to be somebody that's going to go off in this game. So
somebody is going to get some points in this game. You know what I mean? Somebody.
That's all the 16 games.
But somebody.
Lordy Lord.
Well, 16 games, all teams playing. It's going to be a fun week.
Let's say goodbyes. Hey, good luck, everybody, in week 12. Hopefully you're in the playoff hunt. Again,
for those of you who need that,
miracle,
Hail Mary, maybe I'll be Murray this week.
If you need points, right? And I want to say this, and I said this before, and this has something to do with you.
I need points,
if you need points, massive points, look for the guys who have a bunch of upside, like Slayton over Shepard. We talked about it off the podcast, but Vitaly was debating about picking up Slayton or Shepard. Slayton's has a lot of upside. He could give you 2 touchdowns, 150 yards. Shepard won't really do that. So look, if you're playing somebody looks like they're going to go off, go for the guys with upside.
Just my luck if it's the other way around,
I don't think that's going to happen though. So if it does, that'd be funny. It can happen. Like fantasy.
Look, I mean, if Johnny wins and CJ loses,
you have a lot of ifs.
Johnny wins, Danny loses. CJ goes back to to last place. And I need 59 points. 59 points in the next 2 weeks to score more than him.
Fantasy, anything can happen.
I mean, look, I can have a big thing and hit 200 points, maybe, probably.
So yeah, just again, look, you gotta hit the lottery, right? You throw in the dice and you say, hey, let me hit the big slot.
The funny thing is if I somehow by a miracle make the playoffs, I got a good shot. My matchups look really good for playoff weeks.
I've said this so many times before. If just the goal, and for me, every year in fantasy is to make the playoffs. That's it. As long as you make the playoffs, it's anybody's game at that point.
Yep.
Like, you never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to get injured a week 14.
Also, when's
15.
our trade deadline?
Ours, the main league runs to the end.
Oh,
so yeah, and Dynasty is forever.
Forever.
All right. Hey, guys, good luck in week 12. And until next week, hit us up and let us know if you guys have any questions.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. Bayonara.
Dude, you better not be sleeping after that podcast. That was an amazing message. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Commissioner. Also subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Any comments, questions, concerns, send them to the Instagram page, The Commissioner, your fantasy football guide.